Saturday,
This is Dick
January
with the
3rd,
weather. And let me tell you, I'm happy to say
2026,
that
and you are
the
watching You Don't Watch
skies
Sports
coming your way.
right here on the Feo Grande YouTube network. I am Bill Smith, and I'm joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, Feo Grande himself, Omari Ellis. Omari, how has your sports year been?
Sports year getting off to, you know what? Optimistic. That's how my sports year's been because it's a new year. My sports year ended not the best because, Panthers embarrassing loss, and I missed the Pop Tart Bowl because I was traveling.
Did they
But
ceremoniously cook the Pop Tart again
I believe
and eat
so.
it?
I believe so. That's tradition. I do know earlier that day before I got on the flight, they were like, and it's a bad day to be a life size Pop Tart, or maybe a good one. Considering their whole idea
Yeah, it's
is that
their
that's the Pop Tart's dream.
right. Yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah.
That's their destiny. That's the end goal of a Pop Tart.
Fucking love the Pop Tart
Well, we're
Bowl.
not going to cover the Pop Tart Bowl here, but we will sprinkle three topics just to cover a little bit of sports information into your casual conversation as we are a guiding light through the sea. That is sports talk. Topic number one, we have had some big things happen in the NFL, and we are nearing that finish line to the all coveted playoff spot. Omari, what's going on?
Indeed, we are. Christmas, we had some football, and as a result, we had an upset that upset a lot of people, including myself, because my NFC pick this year, I was like, fuck it, I'm riding with them. The Motor City, Dan Campbell, and the Detroit Lions eliminated from the playoffs alongside Old Man Rivers and the Colts. Still crazy that Philip Rivers is playing again for multiple games, but that's just how injured the Colts got after starting like 8-1. They're out of the playoffs. Um, Unfortunate for them. Steelers, meanwhile, are fighting for their life. They're 9-8 again. The Tomlin streak continues. Minimum 9-8. It
You won't
continues.
lose.
Never 500 or below. That's Mike Tomlin's special. Even if he that plays down the competition and got embarrassed by the Cleveland Browns last week. Doesn't matter. 9-8. Meanwhile, the Raiders, Max Crosby, I'm not sure if you've heard of him, really good defensive player for them. He said in a press conference he doesn't care about the number one pick in the draft. He plays to win every week because they had the nerve to ask him about tanking in a press conference and what do you expect the player to say of his
Uh-huh.
caliber? And immediately they put his ass on the IR, claiming he had some kind of lingering knee injury. And they go to lose to the Giants and keep their number one hopes alive. Bears and Niners also had a cool shootout last weekend, 42-38. But as a result, the Niners win and the Bears can't have the one seed. But that leads us to this weekend. We have some, before I get to any picks, we have some important games going on. The AFC number one overall seed. We got three teams vying for it. We got the Denver Broncos in the lead. All they have to do is win this weekend and they clinch the one seed. However, if they lose, we have the New England Patriots waiting to snag that. And with that loss, if they win against their team, and if somehow both of them win, surprise, surprise, Duval, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who nobody had coming this far this season, will be able to swoop that up if they win their game.
I mean, no, I mean the entire board, that entire three-team list, Omari. Like, yes, the New England Patriots
They're
have
the
legacy.
Patriots.
They have the legacy, but it's not even. No
It's been
aspect.
2 years.
No aspect of that team is there anymore. It's just.
It's
It's just.
been 2 years.
I was just.
They had two bad seasons, and
I'm
people
just.
are acting like they were counted out.
Well, it's just that nobody. If I would have given you $100 of free money and told you to go to Las Vegas and put your money on who will be the number one seed in the
Oh,
AFC.
I'm never picking the Patriots, even if they just went undefeated the
Well, I'm
previous
just saying,
season.
like, how far down? You walk up there and you're like, all right, well, I'm not exactly a fan of them, but obviously it's gonna happen. So here's my $100 for the Kansas City Chiefs, and then the teller's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. Actually, it's a weird glitch in the system. You can't vote for the Kansas. You can't bet on the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'd have probably gone
How
Bills,
many
to be
more
fair.
times down does that teller have to go? No, sorry, sir, you can't vote on them. Go to the next one. Do you
Again,
get
for
to one
me,
of these three teams?
to get to one of these three teams would be a lot, to be fair to you. Like, I didn't have the Broncos, that's for damn sure, because they share a division with the
Right.
Chiefs. I didn't have the
Like as
Jaguars
a
because
super
they're the
casual, I can't
Jaguars.
tell you a single person who is still on the Broncos. The last person I knew on the Broncos was Russell Westbrook, and that was just because of the ride.
That's because you were doing this show with me and mocking him every
Right.
week. Broncos country, let's ride.
Jacksonville Jaguars are
Jaguars,
laughably
hell no.
bad. They are one
Yes,
of the clowns of the league. Like they're not
yes,
supposed to
along.
have the one seed.
I agree. I
Along
agree
with
with
these
you.
guys, they're the clown cats of the NFL.
Look, big cats, teams named after big cats don't do well in almost any sport. But I'm just being honest. So no, I didn't have any of these teams on my radar this year,
That
to
just
be honest to
feels
your point.
insane. The fact
Yeah.
that we're not seeing a Chief, a Bill, even a Steeler,
Or Ravens.
a Raven, a Dolphin that was very good the last three seasons. Like so many teams you would have guessed to be in this spot. Houston had an incredible playoff game last year, 2 years ago. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I
We'll
just
get to them in a second. Um, yeah, AFC North is up for grabs. This weekend will determine when and get in. The Pittsburgh Steelers could either lose and be 9-8 and out the playoffs, or they can win and actually hit 10 wins this season and eliminate the Ravens. But whoever wins clinches the division. The loser is out of the playoffs entirely.
damn, that's a brutal game.
Yeah, that's a brutal game going on this weekend. Meanwhile, the AFC South also has some contention. We just talked about the Jaguars needing a lot to win, but the team they have to beat is that Houston team because while they're not in contention for an overall seed, that's probably because CJ Stroud, the true number one overall pick 2 years ago, uh he was injured half the season. Since he's come back, they've won like six or seven straight. And so this week, if they win their game and Jacksonville loses theirs, they take the AFC South and make it into the playoffs. But like I said, if the Jaguars win, they clinch the division and have a chance at the overall AFC seed.
Viewers of this channel would know that you're Orlando based. Is that Jaguar country?
Closer to
Like if
Tampa.
you're into NFL, are you
Closer.
Jaguars or are you just kind of whatever random team you support?
From what I've been able to gather in my time down here, it's closer to like a Tampa town.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I have friends in my circle. I have a friend that is a huge Dolphins fan, and I have a friend that's a huge Jaguars
Right. I
fan.
didn't even think at first, like when I first started the question, I was thinking Jacksonville was the only team. Forgot about Miami being in Florida. Completely forgot about Tampa Bay being in Florida.
Yeah. So yeah, but for what I see when I'm just on the streets and stuff and sports
Hmm.
paraphernalia, highly Tampa concentrated around here because we're
Okay.
like 1 or 2 hours away.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's more Tampa country here.
Got it.
Um, Meanwhile, NFC South, win and you're in, lose and you're out. Maybe we have the Carolina Panthers versus your Bucks this Sunday for the NFC South. Winner probably wins the division. And I say that because if the Panthers win, they clinch the division. If the Bucks win, they have to hope that the Falcons lose their game. Because if the Falcons beat the Saints, it doesn't matter if the Bucks beat the Panthers because of division ties. Because the Bucks split in their games against the Falcons, If Bucks beating us would mean they split in their games against us.
Hmm.
So it would be a three-way tie, by
Now
the way, when
you
it
don't
comes to
win
that.
you don't win your division, but what does that really mean in terms of the playoffs? Are we talking
You're
about the
out.
difference?
You're out.
You're out. The Bucks could be out of the playoffs?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yes.
because
It's
on our graphic here it just says win and clinch under the Panthers.
yeah,
So I,
yeah. And then there's the thing where it's like in case of a three-way tie between if the Falcons win and the Bucks win, all three teams will have the same win and loss record, which none of those are good enough to make it to the playoffs unless you win the division. However, the Bucks have would have will have split their games against the Falcons and us. We will have split our games against uh the Bucks. Falcons would have split their games against us and the Bucks. But oh no, not us and the Bucks. We beat the Falcons both times. That's the things. The Bucks would have split against both of us, and we beat the Falcons both times we fought them.
nice.
So we would win the tiebreaker even with a loss if the Falcons beat the Saints. So the Panthers have a good shot of making it to the playoffs this weekend. Um, Otherwise, like I said, you lose, you're out. Yeah, you can go home, sit
Right.
here, and
Right.
watch everybody else. But the NFC number one overall seed is also on the line this weekend, and it's between two teams facing each other in the NFC West. The Seattle Seahawks, didn't see that coming with Sam Darnold as quarterback, versus the San Francisco 49ers, who say, who gives a damn about injuries? We will stay in the hunt every fucking
Yeah.
year.
Late season push to be here. One of the from a again from a ultra casual, one of the games of the year is what people are talking about, that Bears game last
Yeah,
week or Christmas.
42-38 or something like that. It was ridiculous. Uh, but winner clinches the division and the number one seed. The loser drops to minimum fifth seed. The 49ers could fall to the sixth if the Rams win their game.
Okay. A
Uh,
lot of moving
so
pieces this week.
a lot of moving pieces. That said, I'll wrap up the thing with my last amount of picks for the regular season. Let's see what we're going on here. I got the Seahawks winning that game against the Niners. They've been on a tear as of late with that defense of theirs. I got the
Okay, hold on.
Texans.
Hold on. Let's go through it
I'll
a
get
little
to the.
slower, just because I want to realize the ramifications that you're predicting here as you're
Okay,
predicting them. So you're saying Seattle takes the number one seed.
I do.
For 49ers are at least at fifth seed right now
Yes.
at this point.
I,
Okay.
I do have the Texans beating the Colts in
Okay.
their game because Old Man Rivers can only do so much, and the Texans are on a tear with CJ Stroud and them.
Okay. They
Um,
they still need some pieces to secure the division, but things are falling in their favor. Okay.
yeah, I got in the meaningless game. I got the Browns beating the Bengals because really good defense, really bad O line, and a game that doesn't really matter.
Uh-huh.
Um, I do have the Falcons beating the Saints because the Saints just aren't good this season. They have a chance. It's divisional football, but I got the Falcons beating the Saints, which will bring me to my pick of your Bucks versus my Panthers. Uh, I think your Bucks win. I just don't think it matters because the Falcons are beating the Saints. I think the Panthers make the playoffs in the NFC South. Meanwhile,
Okay,
Packers
so what is that? Let's wrap up the NFC South then. Because
NFC South means the Panther. If the Panthers win the South, no other team from the NFC South gets in.
but the Panthers lost to the Bucks, so that means the Bucks win the South, but the Panthers are still in the playoffs.
No, no, they don't win the South because I said the Falcons win. They'll all three have the same win-loss record.
Okay.
And the winner of the South will be determined because the Panthers would have actually beaten one of the other two teams twice, while the other two
Okay.
teams split against everybody else.
Okay. So Panthers lose today, but still win the division because now we're all tied and they win the tiebreaker.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
that's how I see it playing out.
So we are at
Um,
Vikings at the Packers.
yeah, Vikings at Packers. I'm gonna go ahead and give that to the Packers. They are heavily injured, but in another game where I think the Packers are just a better team than the Vikings this season. They are hit with some injuries, but I think they got it. Meanwhile, and back to AFC South, the Jaguars. The Texans need the Jaguars to lose to take that division. However, the Jaguars are playing the Tennessee Titans, which, to quote the Titans' own quarterback, as I have many times this season, if we keep it a buck, they ass. Um,
Referring to his own team.
referring to his own team. So I think the Jaguars can take that
Okay.
and at
That
least
gives
take
them
the
the division.
AFC South.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, the Cowboys over the Giants, two eliminated teams, and the
Hmm.
Giants are kind of trying to vie for that number one overall pick anyway. So I got the Cowboys winning there. Rams and Cardinals again. Um, Divisional football, anything goes, but the Cardinals are playing like some fucking hoes.
Yeah.
I
Just
just
it's
needed something to
unfortunate, but
rhyme.
it's how the schedule falls. The
Yeah,
Rams get to play the Cardinals this
the
week.
Rams get to play the Cardinals this week. I think they do it. Matt Stafford bounces back from his uncharacteristic game last week and takes out his anger on the Cardinals, meaning that the 49ers would fall to the sixth seed since I have them losing to the Seahawks.
Going from vying for the top seed in the NFC to falling to sixth, which is second to last? Last.
Yeah, they'd be the little. No, I think seven teams make it in now.
Yeah. Okay.
They changed it to where only the first seed has a first round bye. Second seed still has to play in the wild card and stuff. Um, but I got the Rams getting that. I'm assuming fifth seed if the Niners are falling to the sixth.
Mm.
Um, there. Chiefs Raiders in a game that doesn't matter. One of these teams has tried to go for the overall pick so much that they put the one player that said he doesn't care on IR. So I think the Chiefs are gonna go ahead and take it over the Raiders, even though they don't have Mahomes. They're not really tanking though.
Right. And then
Uh,
interesting thing to watch for this game, the theory I pitched the last time we met up could be Travis Kelce's last professional football game.
Very well could. I'm gonna say it isn't because I don't think he wants to go out and retire
Against the
on a failed
Raiders
season.
in the
Well,
regular
on a
season
failed
and
season.
losing. Yeah, with his best buddy quarterback on the
Yeah.
IL, all that, all those factors. But that's
Didn't
that.
make it.
But then
Didn't
that's
even make it to the playoffs
but
and
then
go
you're
out with
but then you're
valiant.
chasing the dragon.
And
Then you're
it's a dragon
Undertaker.
they've captured like
Last
three
ride.
times. They buy the good shit. He's caught the dragon a few times.
Right, but you and I talked about this 2 or 3 weeks ago.
We
Like you,
did
you almost have to immediately think that you're looking at 2027. You're not even looking at next year, unless like
because of the nature of Mahomes' injury.
right. You got to think that he's maybe coming back mid-season, not at 100% yet.
Yeah,
Like there's going to be some like there's always the miracle, but
yeah.
but sports history says that a different Mahomes is going to come back, and then he has to find old Mahomes if he even can.
True. Oh, I almost forgot. Here, let me wrap up these picks because I almost
Right.
forgot another development in the NFL.
Yeah.
Involving those Chiefs. Eagles over Commanders. Yeah, why not? Patriots, Dolphins, Patriots, Bears and Lions.
So would
Bears.
that would put them at seed two because you have
Um,
did we already cover Denver? No.
we haven't covered Denver yet. Oh wait, did I pick what I picked
No,
there?
we haven't
Yeah, we
covered
haven't
Denver.
covered
Okay.
Denver yet.
So you have put New England. No.
I think New
You have
England.
Jaguars winning.
I had the Jaguars winning, but I have New England winning. which means the Jaguars win doesn't matter.
Right. They are
Uh,
now at the second seed potentially. New England is waiting to see if they get one.
yes. Bears versus Lions. Give me the Bears. Uh,
Finish with a high seed playoff.
uh-huh.
Looking good for the
I'll
year.
get to the Broncos game after I do the Bills Jets. Bills and Jets, I'm gonna say the Bills take it. The Jets are trash. You know what? I'll even wrap up the AFC North because that's technically less important than the one overall seed. I got Steelers taking it over the Ravens. I unless unless Harbaugh actually had the light bulb go off in his head and says give the ball to Derrick Henry all the fucking time, which he hasn't been doing a lot this season. I see the Steelers taking it in that game, indeed, with better than 9-8 and making the playoffs and probably losing first or second round. That's something for next week. Um, and then we got Broncos versus Chargers. The Broncos have had a really good season. They have had, I think, the second easy. They've had one of the top 3 or 4 easiest strength of schedules, however, which people play into account or whatever. I think the team with the easiest one is that team up north that I don't like, the red, white, and blue boys. Um, that said, I do think divisional football and with the Chargers being decent this season, they rain on the Broncos parade. Sorry. You see how giving the Patriots credit hurts me? It literally sickens me. But I think that the Chargers upset the Broncos and the Patriots take that number 1 seed in the AFC. But yes, that's how I see that playing out. We'll see it. I'm obviously hoping that is the case. If you guys have seen anything on this channel, I literally listed one of the worst moments of 2025 being the entirety of the Patriots season. Um, so I don't like them.
Yeah.
That said, one more thing to touch on NFL. The Chiefs are leaving Missouri. They're just going to
That's
Kansas,
true. It's true. They're
but
just
they're
going to the
leaving
other side of the
Missouri.
state line
Missouri loses another professional sports team. We're down to what, 3?
in what is going to be the largest public funded stadium ever constructed in America. And probably the world, I would imagine, because I don't know if we have the I don't know if the rest of the globe has the public funding measures necessarily. I don't know. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's like 1.6 billion in public funding or something
Hmm.
to the third richest family in the country. Um, uh,
Didn't know that,
who
but
owns the Chiefs? Um,
fair enough. But Missouri loses another sports team. We're down to like 3 now. We got the Royals, the Cardinals, and the Blues. Uh, no NBA teams, no NFL teams anymore. Just baseball and one hockey team. Um, sad times. That
sad
said,
times, but also good riddance to them if they're seeking the public funding, as far as I'm.
yeah, I'm happy. I'm now happy that I didn't bandwagon to the Chiefs when I had the chance. That said, we're moving on to college football. Got the bracket here. And yeah, C2, college playoff bracket. Do you remember who we picked in this?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I remember one of your teams
I
was the
selected
U.
Miami. And then
Yes.
I know both of mine were from the same bracket because I was
Was
like,
it
oh,
Georgia?
that's not good. Yeah, it's Georgia and Miami. Those were my selections.
Well, Miami has made it to the semifinals and will make it to the what? Verbo Fiesta Bowl against one of my picks, Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm. So
Come
upset Georgia Bulldogs.
upset the Georgia Bulldogs in a shootout 39-34. And meanwhile, on the other side, we got Indiana Hoosiers, is it? Are they the Hoosiers? I
I
think
don't
they're the
know.
Hoosiers. Indiana Hoosiers. If I'm wrong, then Hoosiers are they? Anyway, Indiana's team, we got them. They beat Alabama's ass, 38-3. But they're going up against my other pick, who beat Texas Tech's ass 23-0. The Oregon Ducks. Let's hear it for the mighty Ducks. um, yeah, so yeah, we'll see what happens there. Who out of who's left? You still got the U coming out on this?
I'm gonna have to ride with the U. That was the pick that I had. They were my upset pick in the being the 10th seed.
Mhm.
Georgia was my favorite pick. So well, yeah, I'm just the Verbo Fiesta Bowl and the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Uh,
What
will
Chick-fil-A peaches? It just doesn't sound like it goes together.
Nope,
Um,
sure doesn't.
Also, I just realized Verbo took the Fiesta Bowl from Tostitos. It used to be the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, which made a little bit more sense because you
Now
put
it's now
Tostitos in
it's
a bowl at a party.
now it's rent a house for 3 days. Fiesta Bowl.
When's the Pop Tart Bowl going to be one of these bowls? That's what I want to know. Or
And
even the
like
Snoop Bowl.
or like the Rose Bowl. Like that is the
Yeah,
name that everybody knows when it comes to college. Why is that not
that
why
that
is
was
that
Alabama versus
well yeah, it's just, why is that a quarterfinal? Like why is that not like the final
same
final?
reason the Orange Bowl is a Capital One Orange Bowl. Capital One, the credit card company put enough money to get a bowl, but couldn't be one of the big ones. Well, I say one of the big ones in their like quarterfinals, but still,
The whole concept of this is frustrating.
yeah.
Let's move on to topic number three, Omari, the NBA. We have a few notes and news to run through since we have been gone, as well as just a quick look at our current standings. You want to run them through us?
Yeah, I'll go with some of the news topics. One, the Thunder. We've been talking about them all season. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the boys, as we refer to them on the show, and apparently we're the only ones referring to them as such. They you're the one who told me about
Oh yeah,
that
Shay and the
casual
boys.
conversation. Um, they have apparently met their kryptonite, the anti-Thunder, the man that our boy Wembanyama and the Spurs 3-0 against the Thunder so far this season, if not 4-0 since the last time I've seen that update. But say even having Shea in a press conference being like, "Well, when a team beats you 3 times straight, I guess they're better than you. I don't know what to tell you." Type stuff. Because again, sometimes reporters ask stupid
Going to
questions when
be
you expect
incredibly
the athlete to
meaningful in the
say.
playoffs.
Yeah, gonna
Uh,
be crazy. Wimby, however, did scare people with an injury. However, a little bit of light there. Turns out no major ligament damage, but he did hurt his knee in a game recently. But it looks like it's minor. We don't have to worry about him being out again. Um, However, speaking of injuries, we have Nikola Jokic, who is having a crazy season as he is wont to do, Bill. 29.9 points a game, 12.4 rebounds a game, 11.1 assists, averaging a triple double right now, shooting about 60% from the field overall and 44% from deep. Uh Going crazy.
hmm
Clear front runner for MVP, however, injured for 4 weeks with a knee injury of his own, which and alongside two of his teammates, Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun, though their injuries are less minor. Which brings my question to you: Are you familiar with the 65 game rule?
Yes. It's like the participation rule, right? The load
Yes,
management,
it
the
was meant to be
reaction
anti.
to the load management
Yeah. Anti-load
era.
management rule where you got to play 65 games to qualify for all NBA teams or MVP or any of those league awards at the end of the season. However, in an injury plagued season like we're having, this means Jokic likely will not be able to be participating or be able to receive any awards despite the season he's having. Other people are also kind of at risk because they've already missed a few games. Luka's missed a few. Um, LeBron probably wasn't gonna make it onto anything, but he's not really. He started the season in a hole. Joel Embiid is hurt. Anybody else that these
I
things
know they try and
happen?
keep Wemby's management as low as they
Wimby,
possibly could. Yeah.
Wimby, like so, it's starting to really like kudos. If you win an award, kudos to you for putting on enough performance and being consistent and playing to win that award.
Yeah.
But it is like start that asterisk is starting to appear and grow when you start
Yeah,
eliminating like
it's
people with
true.
stat lines like that.
I would say it's still only theory. Like it's still only theory. Like we haven't had that moment yet where it's like, "Oh God." Like obviously Jokic should have won every single award in the catalog and he wasn't even under consideration. Uh like we haven't had it yet.
Right, but
So
it's super likely this season.
m-
That's all I'm saying. You're
maybe,
right.
but I mean
You're right.
we still have like half of the season left. Like that's
That's a
just
good point.
and like my the grandfather in me would be like, well, if he can't be out there on the court helping his team for a certain amount of games, then maybe he shouldn't be the most valuable player. Like,
I,
that kind like if you sure he averages 40 points, but if the guy who averages 32 points plays 12 more games than him, like that kind of conversation. I'm just
that his team ended up losing.
I I
That's,
can I can
there's a
see
lot
the
of
argument is all
there's
I'm
a lot of
saying.
yeah.
Like it
I
is
can
still only we're still getting upset at theories right now. Like nothing has if Jokic comes back and he's at 4 weeks and he continues to dominate for the rest of the season, then he comes back already against the like he's already not going to make it kind of thing, then yes, we can. But this 4 weeks could turn into six. The four
good.
could turn into he's not the MVP player when he returns. Like there's a lot of things
Well,
that
to
could
we
happen.
are talking about Jokic. His game,
No, that's
it,
true.
to his credit, it sounds like I've been sold on it. His game's not the most flashy. He doesn't need the most. He's not, spin. He's literally just, hey, it went in again. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why it works. But it works. So he can bounce back more than some others and
Hmm.
stay, I think, based on his play style. But you're right. It is something that I think they do need to
Could
look
make a very
into,
interesting discussion in award season if the dominoes fall like you're saying they could.
or they
For
are
sure.
falling. They are falling. It's just will did they set up the chain right for them to fall all the way? Is what
Again,
we're seeing. They are
we're
falling.
talking about
I'm
mid
telling
to
you
late
that this is a.
May.
I'm just telling
We're
you this
talking
is
about
a
mid to
bit
late
more.
May.
It's not full panic time yet. I'm agreeing with you there. I'm just saying there is a bit more credence to it than
Yeah.
not.
I don't think it's
There's at
going
least smoke. There's not fire, but there is smoke. I'll put it that
I
way.
don't think it's going to my prediction is that it will not end up really affecting the major singular awards like an
Okay.
MVP or a rookie of the year because there will always we won't it's just a prediction of my gut feeling. We won't find our there will always be a reasonable argument. We won't ever find ourselves in such a glaring because there's just so many great players. Like Jokic could come back in 4 weeks and still be very good, but then Shea could start averaging 50 points for 3 weeks straight. And there a lot of things, a lot of factors could happen there. I do see the all NBA thing happening, where if like you fast forward Wemby's career 6 years from now and he has one all NBA selection. Like, but also at the same time, it's like, but who fucking cares about that? That's only a random bullet point to bring up
Yeah.
when you're arguing, like when you're arguing the Michael Jordan LeBron debate or something like that. Like, or like when it comes time to talk about him being in the Hall of Fame, maybe. Like
Yeah.
that, like I could see the All NBA thing because then you're talking about a lot more people that are potentially affected every single season. Um,
Mhm. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think there's fire yet. I think there is smoke. You think it's just a little hot in the room. Calm the fuck down. Grow up. So not saying you're being that harsh about it, but that's kind of like
No,
the
yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
Like, calm down. It's just hot. Calm down.
If we were in, if we
Turn
were,
the air conditioner on.
if
Calm
this
down.
was April 15th, I'd be like, yeah, this is, oh my God, sound the
Oh, so
alarms.
oh, I'm definitely in April, but that's why I'm like, there's
But
a
yeah,
little bit of smoke. It
we're
could be anything.
we're
Maybe
talking
someone
about
burnt some food.
like
Yeah,
third week of May until this stuff actually starts
that's entirely fair.
being a result. Like so much can happen. Like
That's entirely fair.
this time 6 years ago, they were still playing basketball. And then they stopped playing basketball.
Oh, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm
Like
like,
this,
yeah, they were still playing basketball.
I'm just saying it's like
No, yeah,
that's how far
2020.
away we are from the end of this season. It's like this time 6 years
No,
ago,
to
we
your
thought we were
point,
going to have a normal basketball season.
to your point, Christmas was 2 weeks ago, and that is usually known as the true start to the NBA season, to
Okay.
your point. So I we do have a lot of season to go. But speaking
But
of
it
which,
is
you
also
you
validating to your point the fact that we are so early in the season and you're already seeing so many people with their averages being like, are you going to hit this number?
yeah, like four
We're only
weeks.
halfway through the season, and are you going to hit this number?
Yeah. But with speaking of numbers, you've got some numbers up here with the standings
Yeah,
so far as
yeah.
we get into the
We can.
real season.
I wonder
Yeah,
just
go right ahead.
run through the top seeds real quick, just so we can get a picture of what we were just talking about. In the East, still atop the division is the Detroit Pistons, followed closely behind just two games, New York Knicks. Then we have the Celtics, the Toronto Raptors, Philadelphia 76ers, and the Miami Heat taking up the top six spots. Once you get past there, then it starts to get really convoluted on what's getting in the playoffs and what's not. In the Western Conference, you have atop the division still the Oklahoma City Thunder. Despite that 3-0 record against them, the San Antonio Spurs are still 4.5 games back of that number one slot. Houston Rockets are sitting at number three, 7 games back from the Thunder. Denver
KD's team.
the Denver Nuggets are about ready to go through a tough stretch, but they are sitting at number four in their division, followed by the Lakers and the Timberwolves.
Oh,
So Omari, I don't, we can't possibly remember who we would have selected preseason, um, but we're not quite at the All-Star break yet. But we are getting close to it. How are you feeling about anything glaringly shocking to you?
um, the Rockets, like, yeah, I've got faith in KD and all of that, but I didn't think he'd be enough to carry them to the third seed so far. And I think they're gonna extend that lead against the Nuggets because of aforementioned Jokic and others' injury.
Hmm.
Um, the Lakers, to an extent, surprised me. Not so much because, oh, fucking Lakers fan. They clearly were going to be the one seed. No, I didn't think they would be the one seed. Shea and Jokic exist. But with the way Luca and Austin Reeves started this season off without LeBron, I expected, oh my God, when he comes back, we might actually have like
Yeah,
a
I think we
three-way
even
run.
talked about how they were going to be that first team after the teams. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you had your Thunder, you had your Nuggets. I think we maybe even put the Spurs in there in that
Hmm.
top tier. And then right below them were the Lakers, the way they were starting the season.
Yeah, but the way they have yet to gel, despite the King coming back, kind of has been surprising to me, but long season, things can easily turn out.
Still
Um,
well above 500.
Still well above
Detroit
500.
Pistons on the Eastern side. I don't know if you and I were giving them
They were strong
any
last
amount
year.
of love that. Well, I'm just thinking start of the season. Like
Yeah, I don't think I had them number one overall.
you had me about East. You asked me about Eastern Conference. I would have told you. I feel like I would have told you Boston Celtics. You would have begrudgingly said Boston Celtics.
Hmm.
I feel like we would have talked about Jimmy Butler and 76ers before the trade situation happened and all that. Or
The
sorry, 76ers and the Heat before the
Yeah,
trade situation. Um,
the
uh,
Knicks. I know we talked about the Knicks. I
we
think you were
definitely
strong
talked
on the
about the
Knicks.
Knicks. I don't remember us talking about the Raptors. I don't remember us talking about the Pistons. I remember us talking about the Cavaliers because of the season they had last year. Um,
Cavs, yes. That kind of surprised. I did say the Magic had a lot of buzz around them this season, and right now they're in the eighth spot. They're in the play-in if the season ends
mhm.
today. So they are doing about what I expected. I didn't expect them to take the division or nothing, but I expected them to be in the mix.
Yeah, and I
So I'm
think you and
happy
I
with that.
both kind of saw the writing on the wall of the Bucks
Yeah.
falling this season. After you and I both were very hot on them last year, preseason
Hmm.
and early season. Um,
Yeah, Giannis is getting more and more upset, but it's also looking like those trade rumors aren't going to happen until the season's over. If anything, they're going to try one last desperate attempt to build around Giannis and try and get him to stay.
mhm,
Is
mhm.
the most recent sources from
I
the
mean, you got a
NBA.
championship.
It did, but
You
he is
got you
very,
got your
but
one.
he wants more
Well, no, I'm
because
talking about for
we're,
the Bucks. I'm talking
oh
about the
yeah,
Bucks of just like I feel like it's almost better for you to just try and to just cut and run and start the process of finding the next Giannis. Is
yeah,
like for you just got a championship for the Milwaukee Bucks. You're kind of good for like 15 years. Like a town like Milwaukee, they can ride that one championship for one of their sports for a long time. Like we
yeah.
can do like St. Louis does it too. Even though we won quite a
We
bit
win
with
once a
St. Louis with the
decade.
Cardinals for a while. Um, but
Yeah,
we,
we
we
win once a decade on average.
yeah we
So
we
we're doing good.
we hold it. You know
Yeah, we ride high.
for a St. Louis Blues fan, you would have thought we won the Stanley Cup yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was our snapshot at the NBA and our three topics. Just to cover a little bit of sports information, sprinkle it into your casual conversation as we are your guiding light through the sea. That is sports talk. If you like seeing us talk about other stuff on the internet, we have a movie, variety, TV, show thing where we share media back and forth. One guy has seen it, the other one hasn't. We force it upon the other one. It's called This Guy Hasn't Seen. Got lots of things over there, though. Over what are we at
Over here
now?
on our channel. We also
Two
have stuff
hundred,
with
200 videos? No,
probably
100, 150
minimum.
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 You can also find him on the internet. Where else can you find him?
Twitter and Twitch, Giotavi, Giotavi. Come on in. Stop on by. Streaming Earth Day 240. And got a lot of stuff planned for 2026 that I don't want to vocalize because then it won't happen. I've learned that with 2020 and 2025. Stop telling people your business. Just do it. So watch out for it.
All right.
Anyway, Bill, you got anything else you want to say? Nope. All right. See you next week. Adios. This.